Welcome back to Alan Wake's American Nightmare. This final level is the Night Springs Drive-In Theater.
The drive-in.
Interestingly enough, I feel like drive-ins would be a great thing to bring back. I tend to avoid speaking on current events while I'm doing this. I don't want to be offensive or say anything inflammatory to anyone, because we do have the pandemic situation going on. This is late June when I'm recording this, so we also have a lot of issues with racial tensions, so I tend to steer away from things like that. But I believe a drive-in theater would be fantastic things to bring back now. It would be a great way to help people through the pandemic situation. As for racial tensions, I don't have a simple answer for that. I think with all of us, we've just got to all look inside ourselves and be better people to one another. I will say, as a caution to everyone,
it's you.
with my feelings of the matter,
That's
I am a student of history.
Go away.
I
want you.
Oh look, she's possessed by the darkness.
Here.
I have studied history meticulously from many different angles. I try to read at least 2 hours each day.
Did you know that love hurts?
And there is one pattern that holds in all situations.
Lady, you got darkness on your breath.
Violence
I think I can help you.
is
You can't turn the power
hateful
back on.
and ignorant,
It's not allowed. You
whereas
said.
compassion
So, where
is
should I go so
the means of
I don't
peace
turn
and
the
wisdom.
power back on? That's-
There are a lot
The
of
big building
tragedies,
on the other
there
side
are a lot of
the drive-in,
injustices that happen
but it's
in life.
locked.
Where's the key?
We can't
Just so
always
that
do
I know.
anything about it by ourselves.
It's on the wall
But
next to the cash register.
If we show compassion
can't.
to others,
You
whether they
can't.
deserve it or not,
Don't be bad.
Hey, no
then
problem. I'm just gonna
whether
go do
that
some
individual
stuff.
reacts or not, someone else will. And that I believe is the seed to fixing a lot of issues. With just about any issue that you could imagine, not just specific ones. If anyone disagrees, I do apologize. This is a bit of a serious topic that I never actually wanted to touch on with this, but
The man has encountered this before.
I
People
don't
whose
believe I
integrity
could
has
have
been
mentioned
suborned
how I
by
think
the
drive-in
insidious
theaters
touch
would
of
be a
the
good
darkness.
thing
He's
now
experienced it
without
himself,
saying
but merciful
what I
light
said.
burned away the darkness in his
I believe
brain.
if I did, then I would belittle the feelings and opinions of others by glossing over another of the really serious things that's going on now. But let's get back to the game. Once again, I apologize if anyone was offended. It's not my intention, but we will move on from there. Could have sworn it may have been the lights there. I thought I saw a manuscript page. Here's another interesting thing that I really feel like needs to come back. Telephone, public phones. Because, as advanced as cell phones are, smartphones can be really dumb sometimes. You'll lose signal in the weirdest of places. Oh, there's Mr. Scratch. Hello there, sir. And you know, sometimes people are in an unfortunate circumstance, either financially or otherwise, and they don't always have access to a cellular phone. So I think it wouldn't hurt, and I don't know that the cost of upkeep would be very high, even with, you know, the ones of us that wouldn't be mature and respectful enough to take care of it. I don't think the cost of maintaining public payphones would be that high compared to, you know, other services that we have. That'd be a good thing, you know. Have a public telephone outside of most gas stations, or that's kind of weird. Didn't notice that. We'll go turn the power on. Yeah, public telephone outside of most gas stations, definitely outside of hospitals, police stations, fire stations. Something that it would be in an area where it could be watched over, maintained. Not a lot of people would tend to abuse it, and in places where people would go to get help. You know, you tend to, when you need help, whether, you know, it's an emergency or you're just in a bad situation, you tend to head to certain types of places, well-lit places, well-populated places. And those would be great places to have pay phones. I call it a pay phone, but I mean, those, at this point, you know, I don't know too many people, even up to middle age now, that tend to carry a lot of change on them. And I'm sure there's a lot bigger waste of my tax dollars right now than having free telephones that someone could call. You know, maybe set a limit on the calls, 10 minutes. That's enough time for that sort of important information. That way you don't have one person just standing there networking their entire life. There's something I saw. I could have sworn there was something I saw up there that I meant to mention, but oh well, we'll come back to it. I do like this little area. It's really neat, claustrophobic. Oh, got some darkness. Peekaboo, I see you. Oh. Well, I honestly thought he'd have a buddy hiding out there to ambush me. Oh! Didn't dodge in time. Well, glad I was heading over this way. Head in the building now, get our power turned back on. I would definitely like to see drive-in theaters come back. That could be a good thing for families or even communities. I have never watched a movie at a drive-in, but I have seen one. It had... Oh, must have been a little load hiccup there. Oh, flashbangs.
Okay, we should be able to figure this out.
There is a trick to this that I don't actually remember. I doubt I got... I doubt. Okay. Oh. Well, oh, okay. I turned the lights on. Didn't think that would do it. Oh, I thought that was odd. No, I wanted the pistol. This time, yeah, I was about to say, this time through the electricity's pretty calm, but on a later cycle, that gets pretty intense. We'll have some more resistance this time through. Yeah, my mind is kind of turning now on ways that a drive-in could be modernized. You know, the layout's changed. I guess that was moved in the way. Okay. Seems a little bit inorganic there, but we'll head out through the death trap here. I'm probably gonna get caught. Nope. Some ammo. No, never mind. I was about to say, if I'm not mistaken, through there's one of the manuscript pages. There is a manuscript page in one of the cycles going through here somewhere. I just can't recall specifically. I thought I saw somebody over there. Okay, there's our way out. Yeah, with the drive-thru now, instead of the little speaker box that's attached to the wire that you would pick up and then hook onto your window.
You have no idea.
Oh, hey, Mr. Scratch, how you doing, buddy?
It's gonna be a blast to watch you find
You've definitely got that James Bond villain syndrome there, where you just keep. Oh, that was a darkness grenade. Where you like to talk and your minions come do the work. Thought he was gonna get me. Anyway. Yeah, now you could do that through Bluetooth. People could use they could rent a small Bluetooth box that, oh look, hey buddy, he's a movie star. They could rent a box from the concession area. You could have the option to link up to your smartphone if you don't want to rent the box. Then there's a lot of cars now that have Bluetooth connectivity. So there are just so many different possibilities for what we could do with drive-in theaters now. I mean, there's even some restaurants that would be fantastic for the drive-in setting, like a Steak and Shake or a Sonic. You know, bring back a little bit of that sort of. No.
Wait.
I didn't think I was going to get out of the way in time. Bring back a little bit of that kind of cheesy Americana that you saw in movies depicting the 50s. Now that sort of thing would probably get over really big now. Because, you know, people get nostalgic for the things of the past. Eventually old things become new again. That would be really awesome. Oh, that's her saying there's somebody in her skull.
I can smell you.
Yeah, this poor lady kind of got messed up by Mr. Scratch. She's
No, don't. Oh,
she's under his
it's not-
spell in a bit of a
it's
different
you.
way.
Did
I
you
do
help me?
like how they
It's like you're feeling
how
better.
they did that
yes, I am.
with
Thank you
with
so
her.
much. I don't know
We
what
had
happened.
two people that were just confused about what was going on before. Now
I'm like him, but I'm not.
Don't worry.
she
I
was
just don't feel anything.
taken advantage of mentally in a different sort of
I feel
way.
like I need to take 50 showers.
Where is it?
I don't
Asshole
I don't
went to
feel
get
like
into the projector course.
he had
Just
any
talking about
interest
fixing
in her
things and the sun never
physically,
comes
but
up. Didn't seem
pretty
that way when you were
much
saying it. It sounded really
mentally.
good at the time.
Watch yourself.
I suppose.
It sounds
Now that I
about
think
right.
about it,
I need to get in there.
it's interesting
I
in
have
a
the access
way.
code for the door. Here.
You
I'm just glad you showed me.
might could almost call
He said
this
he'd be back
game
after he'd arranged for some
a women's
security.
empowerment sort of scenario in a weird way. We our whole goal is to get back to our wife. She's not a damsel in distress. She's just an ordinary woman that we're trying to get to. Though we are a male protagonist, we are fighting essentially our own dark side. We've met 3 very different women with different personalities and different career paths who have reacted to the same good and bad man different ways,
That's the security system.
and pretty
I
much
guess it was too much to open
destroy
up.
the dark fountains. Looks a bit like that oil platform we used were around earlier. I'm just gonna go pop a flare around here. That almost ended badly. Oh, I'm very hurt. I've got to be careful here. They might overpower me. Oh, it's each part, okay. Yeah, that's kind of an interesting thing to think about. I've never noticed that before, but I don't know if it was something they intended with this game, but yeah, I could see you calling this a women's empowerment piece. I actually rather like that. That's awesome. There had to have been more guys spawned there, but that's one of those darkness grenades, I think. I'm gonna try that little cheat maneuver there again. It failed on me the first time, and then I dialed it in the second time, so we're gonna give it another go. Well, yeah, that works. Well, had a fairly nice go of this game. This go through. Oh, that was my flare smoking earlier. Really pretty. A lot of detail in the scenery here. It's a very beautiful game. Well, there we go. Having some issues there. Alan, I'm glad you remember that access code, buddy, because I did not.
In his pocket. The weapon that can change
The
weapons.
signal fragment.
It's
That's
incomplete, but it's
more
all
detail on the
has.
weapon that we're looking for. He's looking for a signal. And this information is what we're getting from the observatory. We're once again looking to alter reality, but we're doing so with different tools and a different method. I want to say there's a manuscript page in here somewhere. And if you start augmenting or altering things too early, you can't get it. Summer's almost over. There's a calendar somewhere. Calendar. There we go. No, not May. There we go. Oh, we got something going on. Yeah, I mean, I guess you. No, I'm sorry, I did a goof. Okay, now we're at 2 a.m. Making our alterations. Let's see how it works.
Hell, this isn't going right.
Nope. Didn't work for us. Seems that Mr. Strax was a little too clever.
You've been up to something, haven't you?
Try doing
Too
it
bad
again.
it's not going to do any good.
Try to talk
I'm a better
this,
you than you
whole
ever will
scene
be.
here so
And
we
I've
don't
got all
lose
the
it.
time in the
I
world.
love
Everything you've got's
the
going to be
live-action
mine.
cutscenes
Your life. Your
in these
wife.
games. I don't know if there was a certain filter or if they did something
What are you gonna do
in
about it?
post, but
The
I
sun's
love how
never
you
coming
can
up
tell
now.
that they're
I can
clearly
keep this
live
up
action
forever.
actors with props.
Show
But there's still
yourself.
something about them that has
Whatever you say,
otherworldly video game feel. It's we have been sucked back through. It's the Uncanny Valley done properly, where looking at this could be a scene from a video game. It could be a scene from a movie.
Unstoppable.
I would honestly like to see this
Time
sort of
itself
style
twists and
experimented
tears,
with on some
sweeping the
more.
champion of light
I
back
feel like they
with its
were
dark currents.
trying something similar, not quite the same, maybe a cousin technology
Again, he enters
with
the world.
games like Until
Now
Dawn.
He sees the trap for what it is. A maze that
Well,
moves back into itself.
Here we are,
Here again.
back at the beginning. Didn't get a loading screen, so I'm gonna head up the hill here to make sure that this is part of the level and not part of the cycle. But yeah, we'll keep a lookout for things that are different. It seems like the time is different from our first time through here. We got spider webs here when I believe there was a rocking horse, possibly a bicycle. I think a rocking horse the first time through. We've left the canyon. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is. Oh, oops. Pretty sure this is a different level, so we're gonna stop and cut it here, and we'll go back and see what happens. Thank you for joining me.